So taking some grey flexi flosses I've done for some shrimp patterns for the antennae, and I'm just marking it up with a darker grey permanent marker. Some people call them Sharpies. It's up to you how much. Obviously you need enough for 2 antennaes, but on a Sandhopper the antennaes they're not really long, so I probably have enough marked up there. I'll just twist it and make sure that the bars are shown through all the ways around. So one there instant. So that's our antennaes prepped. So I'm taking RX NS 172 curved cameras. Some white 8/0 thread. So, and I'm going to grab my paired flexi and catch it in on each side, and ideally if you can get it to curl out a bit like that, all the better. And just trim them both the same length like so for your little antennaes. And you don't need any feelers or anything on this, so it's a fairly quick tie. Now this is a size 10. This is as big as I'd go. Really, most of these you would tie on a 12. So again, just going to form a double loop, and I only want to get about a third of the way down the fly here, really, because I want to add a hotspot. The natural doesn't have a hotspot, but there'll be so many of these yolks crawling around on the getting blown in and hopping in that yours standing out a tiny bit's no harm whatsoever. So I'm going to use ice pearl for this. You could use different shades, sandy shades, tans, olives and so on. I'm going to put a chunk of that into my dubbing loop and spin my dubbing twister, and then untwist it to get my little antenna or feeder back out. Okay, and then basically I'm just going to twist this up the shank like so. Then I'm going to lock it in here, or I'm going to put my hotspot. There, out of the way. Change my thread. Again, like I say, you don't have to have a hotspot. I like to have them on my flies, but you don't have to. Say, look at what size the Sandhoppers are in your area. I would tie a good few of these in. Size 10 and 12 buzzer, heavy buzzer hooks, scrub hooks, next to falling mill, and so on. So build up your hotspot there. finish it off and reattach your white thread. And if you want a more defined hotspot, you could form a double loop with the fluorescent red, and that will definitely show through, but it should show through, it should rib through this anyway. Just continuing this on all the ways up here, and that's about it. Let's catch it off just short of the eye here. I just like to hold that when I'm cutting it if I can, just to not to take the spring out of my double loop twister. Just fix that hook a bit better. And get your Velcro brush and just brush everything down underneath, like so. And if you want to do a bit of trimming, I like to brush it back the ways and down. If you want to do a bit of trimming afterwards on this fly, you can, okay? So that's what it looks like, and your hotspot shows through, okay? Now you don't have to do this. I like to just moisten it a little bit just to get it as smooth as I can. If there's anything sticking up that I don't want, I'll just get rid of it. Like so. Again, you may have seen me do this before. I'm going to get my UV Flex resin and a shellback. So the shellback is a spro, and I'm going to leave the eyes on for some of my sand shrimp patterns. I don't use the eyes because I'm using other eyes already. So I'm just measuring this up a bit first before I do anything else. So that's fine. I don't need the full length of it anyway. And then I'm going to blob my resin. It's a flex, it's a Red Zap Flex. And then I'm going to get this. I'm going to push it down, and I'm going to try a bit as well to fold it around the hook back here like this. Okay, I'm just going to set it around the hook here. So I don't want this piece sticking out the back, really. So I'll try and trap that down. Any piece of it that might be excess, I'm going to remove. No. Get your whip finish tool. And finish it. So I'm just making sure with the needle that it's clear. I'm going to leave the needle in there for the final coat of resin so that it can't block the eye, just as a precaution. So this is a really thin UV resin. And then I'm going to set that. Just make sure that that needle isn't sticking. You can see that hot spot really showing there. And just give you a look at what the back of the fly looks like as well. And hopefully it'll look just like a sandhopper to a fish. So I can remove that now. And if you think, you know, any of this is too long now, curved scissors might be a little bit better if you have one than this, but it's just what I picked up. You can just trim the underneath of it a little bit, just to the barb I like. There you have your finished sandhopper.